welcome everyone. Today's practice is a whole brain practice. So you might want a blanket or a cushion. Just anything, sometimes it can pop up the hips, or that we use sometimes for the knees, and we spend a little time on the knees. So you might want that. Otherwise, just your mat and yourself will be ideal. So this practice is a little bit slower, and we use kind of repetitive movement to really soothe and calm through the nervous system, and just finding some sense of coherence, let's say. So today's practice we have actually done before, and it's really based on working with the energy centers. Generally in yoga there's kind of 7 main energy centers running up the central axis, and today we're sort of going to be working with 4 main centers, but you can imagine that they encompass all 7 in the general area that we'll be working with. And this is very much about having kind of hands on the body and expanding and working with breath. And today we're going to add a little affirmation for each one as well. So you're welcome to use the affirmation. You can repeat it in your own mind as we go through some movements. If the affirmations don't resonate with you, then don't use them. It's really about taking what is being offered in a practice and using what feels right for you, for your own practice, and what you're kind of after, what your intention is. So thanks for being here, and let's start off in our comfortable seat. You might take a little wriggle side to side. You may like to sit cross-legged like me, or on your heels, or anything else that feels more appropriate and suitable for you. And then a moment just to roll the shoulders back. Then you might close down your eyes. Notice which parts of your body are connected to the floor. And then maybe even taking a moment just to tilt forward and back with your pelvis. And find that place that feels like center for you, where you feel like you're balanced right in the center, and there's this lift and lengthen from your spine all the way up to the crown of the head. And again, when we're bringing our awareness to these main energy centers running up the central axis, you want to be able to find that place where there's little movement through the sacrum and the pelvis that feels kind of like lightness, like an energetic alignment of lift through your spine. So tilting forward and back, just slight movements to find that place. And slowing it down and let your attention rest on your breath. And you may even like these first few rounds in through the nose. And release it out the mouth. Using the intention of just letting go of anything that no longer serves. And it may even just be for this hour, for this practice. And then allow yourself to become familiar with your rhythm of breath today. Notice if it feels deep or it feels shallow. Notice where you can physically feel your breath moving in your body. Become familiar with what is happening with your breath. Take 3 more really focused breaths here. Maybe in through the nose and out through the nose if that's free and available, or modifying as you need. Beautiful. And on your next inhale, and keeping your eyes still closed down, reach the arms out wide. Let your palms connect overhead, extend through your fingers, and then draw your hands down through heart center. Beautiful. Okay, we'll move into our 4 tapping points to get our own energy moving and flowing in the right direction. So starting right up underneath the eye, so on that bony landmark under your eye, the end of the stomach meridian, And just bringing maybe 3 or 4 fingers, so you're tapping here so you don't miss the point. Again, if it just feels too intense to tap, just hold that point. A little light massage. And the breath can be nice now as we inhale through the nose. And nice sigh release out the mouth. And then pause on this point. Just pressing in lightly, you might close down the eyes, soften your breath, notice. And throughout this practice, we do a lot of pausing and noticing. Really fine-tuning this interoceptive awareness of your internal awareness. Beautiful. Then coming to our second point, so underneath the collarbones, just out to the sides, there's kind of that dip, fleshy part right here, and sometimes be a little sensitive. And again, you might bring your fingers together and we'll tap like this. You can always hold and massage if that feels a little bit more suitable. As soon as you've found the rhythm with tapping though, then come into your breath. So keep a nice smooth rhythm with your breath as well. And you can take a few rounds, in through the nose and sigh out the mouth. Beautiful. And then just holding there, maybe pause, maybe a little bit of movement. Close down the eyes, notice the sensations, notice your breath. Wonderful. Next point, dropping down through the center to the thymus band or on the central meridian. And it might just be one hand. Again, you can bring the fingers together. And just tapping here. You might like to use 2 hands. This also can be quite a sensitive place. If you notice that, just don't tap as hard, or again, that light massage. But it's really important if you do notice that some of these areas are quite tender, there is a reason for that. And it is an indication that your body might like a little bit more attention here. It's never about forcing it or putting too much pressure and actually hitting yourself. But more so gently working with it to kind of release whatever is stuck there, so you get like stagnant energy. Beautiful. Then slowing that point down again, just pause and hold. Maybe you close the eyes, notice the sensation, noticing your breath. Our last point is out on the end of the spleen meridian, so out to the side. It's kind of just underneath the brow line if you're wearing one. Or if you think in line of the nipples and out to the side a little bit, it's sort of where we're going. So you can take this variation with like T-Rex arms as you bend your elbows. You might prefer to cross the hands over. If you don't have access to flexibility like that, you can just do one side. They will mirror each other anyway. Tapping one side, both, or just like this. Either way. Find that rhythm, connect with your breath. Again, you might inhale through the nose. And exhale, side out the mouth. And then pause at that point, holding here, nice full round of breath, noticing the subtleties. So the more you drop into this practice, and sometimes it can be hard to really drop in when the mind is overactive and the body is holding tension. So being patient with yourself, so you start to drop into these layers, or the parasympathetic nervous system kicks in more. And then you can really enjoy the subtle movement of energy and this vibration and hum that exists within you. Beautiful. Release the hands down to the knees. Just take a moment of pause again. And then on your next inhale, as you breathe in, reach the arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, turn your palms and lowering down. Now, ideally, as we move into these movements, you do want to be coordinating with your breath. If your breath is moving much faster, your movement might be a little bit faster, or you might take a full round of breath on the way up and a full round down. Try to adjust so it might look faster than me or slower. It really doesn't matter. It's about trying to sink into the rhythms of your breath with your body. Very soothing for the nervous system. It also helps things like our immune system when we're coming into that balance and finding center. Take 3 more rounds like this. Anyways, either keep your eyes closed or you might just keep a soft gaze. As you're doing something like this, looking to keep your hands in your peripheral vision so you can still sort of see them and keep the eyes focused as well. They might be before. And then coming back down, resting your hands, pause a moment for that full round of breath or introspective pause. Wonderful. Opening the eyes. And then we're going to stay seated, but if you'd like to change your position, if you've been sitting in one way and you're getting a little tired with that or it starts to become irritating, you might want to change, you might want to come up to your heels or anything else. So similar movement, but now we're going to work with these 4 energy centers that we're going to carry through quite a few movements today. So we'll start down the bottom. So the way the movement works, is hands down to the belly, and then we breathe in and open the arms out, and then exhale, the hands come back. Inhale, and exhale. So the affirmation for our kind of lower center is I am safe. So I am safe, I am safe. And you might say it as you open out, you might say as you bring it back in, so I am safe, and hands connect with the body. You might say it on one, you might say it on both, you can say it out loud or just in your mind. Or again, if it doesn't resonate with you, just go in with the movement. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. You can see if you can bring a different hand on top each time, just changing sides as you go. I am safe. I am safe. One more. I am safe. And then keep your hands resting on your belly for a moment. You can close down the eyes or soften the gaze. And just notice the sensation underneath your hands and in contact with your lower belly. Beautiful. So next time we're going to move up, and it's just kind of the solar plexus area, so sort of under the chest, right in the center of the body. And here we're going to say, I am powerful. If that word doesn't resonate, you might want to say, I am empowered. So it's up to you. But when I'm talking about power, it's really being in your personal power. So having your personal power and your boundaries and knowing who you are. You're a powerful being. You're not using it for negative, it's for positive. So that positive power. So inhale as you open. And then hands coming in, I am powerful. Inhale. I am powerful. I am powerful. Moving at your own pace with your own breath. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. One more. I am powerful. And then let your hands rest, pausing here. And just noticing the sensation, coming back to your breath. Beautiful. Now next time we're going to move up to the heart center. And this time we say, I am love. Inhale, opening up. And feel free to change the statement if that feels better for you. I am love. Inhale. I am love. 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 And one more. I am love. Pausing here, hands on heart, noticing and dropping into your heart center, observing. And then our next point, we're coming up. You might just rest on the forehead or sort of more towards the crown of the head and just see what feels better for you, okay? And the statement now is, I am whole. So inhale, we open out, you can reach the arms right up, lift your chest. I am whole. Inhale, expand and open like you're receiving all that energy from the universe. I am whole. 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 Taking one more. I am whole. Pausing here. And then releasing your hands, let them come all the way down, pausing for a moment. Noticing your breath, noticing the sensations of your body. Beautiful. And then making your way now out of your seat and coming towards a child's pose position for a moment. Maybe you bring your knees up a little wider or your knees together, reach the arms long. And just a moment to let your head come down. It's available. Adjust as you need to, maybe a little movement with your hips. You might like to move your hands side to side. And taking 3 full breaths here. And then on your next inhale, starting to lift up, draw your hands in. Coming up towards the tabletop position, and if you need extra support for your knees, sliding your blanket in underneath. Let yourself shift forward as you tilt the pelvis forward, arch the back, lengthen like you're coming towards cow pose. And then curling around, but at the same time, feel like your hips are being drawn back, bending your elbows and sinking to child's pose. With your breath and at your own pace, rising up, belly drops, look for that arch through the spine, lengthen across the collarbones, reach out. Curl round, press down through your hands, and sink back. Child's pose through your cat pose. Just taking a few more rounds like this on your own breath, really in your own pace. Again, looking to match breath with movement as much as you can as you move. Let's take about 2 or 3 more rounds. And then pausing for a moment in child's pose. And just deciding how you'd like to make your way up to a standing forward fold. So you might like to send the hands forward, lifting up, tuck your toes and moving through a down dog and then walking to the top of your mat. If you have any other way of getting there, feel free just to decide what feels good for you. You might really want to come up into down dog, just a moment of pedaling out through those feet. And then gently walking yourself maybe to the top of the mat or halfway. Wherever you end up, it doesn't really matter. Find that nice deep bend in your knees, an option to allow the elbows to rest on the knees, that the head be heavy. You might prefer to hold opposite elbows. And just grounding down through your feet with your head be heavy. Take a nice full breath here. And then pressing down through your feet. Feel that slow and mindful curling all the way up to stand. Right, roll those shoulders back. You can reach your arms up. Just shake the arms out. Beautiful. And arriving into your standing position, maybe you give your body a little shake out. Beautiful. So we're going to take a similar action to what we did seated, this moving mountain, and again using our 4 energy centers here. And I will give you the affirmation once again, but this time rather than saying it, you can just continue saying it if you'd like to, or just stay with the movement as it is, or adding anything else you'd like. So really seeing what feels right and resonates with you today. So starting off with finding that nice tadasana, so grounding through the feet. You might even like your feet a little bit wider, where you feel quite stable and strong and grounded down through your feet. And then with the breath, inhale, reach the arms up. So same, taking both up. Turn your palms, and with your exhale, lower the hands down. Again, at your pace. And you may like, as you rise up, you can lift up onto your toes as well. And then lowering all the way down. Let's take 3 more like this to get started. Remember that the toes is very optional. You can absolutely just stay on your heels, modify as you need, add a bend to your knees if you need, if you'd like to. Beautiful. And then pause for a moment, turn your palms forward, and again, soft gaze or close your eyes. And can you notice any of the sensations, maybe around the arms, the legs, just how you feel. Beautiful. And then hands rest on again the lower belly. So anywhere between the kind of navel center and belly here. And we'll think about changing which hand is on top each time we move here. So inhale, you can open out. And exhale, hands come in. Coordinating with your breath, it's really what we're looking for. Inhale, open. And then maybe saying, I am safe. Opening up. I am safe. That's such a simple thing, but so important. The body wants to know that we feel safe, we feel at home within ourselves. And so sometimes it's not talking to your mind as much as it is talking to your body. I am safe. Continuing how you would like to for the next few rounds with your breath. So you open up. You may also continue rising onto the toes as you open. Taking 1 more here. And then pause and hold it, hands rest for a moment. Just noticing any of the sensation or the feeling of your hands on your body. Just becoming aware without judgment or deciding what it feels like, just observing. Cultivating this deeper inner wisdom. Wonderful. And then we'll take the hands up, so more of that right in the center of the body, the solar plexus, this place of personal power. So again, if you're using the affirmation, it's I am powerful. So inhale, open up. And then exhale as you come in. And changing which hand comes on top each time. And you might add once again, I am powerful. Just repeating in your mind. Notice how the words of the statement changes that serves you more. And just go with that. It's really just a guideline. See what you want to hear. I am powerful. Keep that even grounding down through your feet. Let's take one more. Pause and hold. Beautiful. Then up to the heart center with the hands rest. The statement being, I am love. Or again, changing it. Notice what comes up for you, just trusting your own wisdom and knowledge here. Inhale as you open out, expanding up all of the love. And then as you exhale, I am love. Inhale. I am love. One more. Holding and pausing there. And just feeling the space underneath your hands, noticing what there is to notice. Beautiful. And then we come up to our last point on the top of the head. And once again, the statement is, I am whole. And repeating that can sound a little bit strange. So if you have something else that feels, again, right for you, just repeating that. The sense of, I am whole. I am a whole being. I am perfect in all my imperfections. Inhale as we open up. We reach the arms up and then exhale. I am whole. Reach out. I am whole. And then one more. Holding for a moment. And this time you might just bring your hands just slightly off of your head or off your third eye. Just hovering above and holding that there. And then reaching the arms up, taking it all the way down. Pausing for a moment, just noticing the sensations, noticing how you feel in your feet. Maybe add that soft bend to the knees. Noticing any of the sensations in your hands. Beautiful. Then rubbing your hands together, getting some heat. And then shaking them off. Give your hands a nice little shake. Maybe give your body a shake. Beautiful. Okay, so coming maybe to the top of your mat a little more, and we'll start with the right foot in front. Step your left foot back. And we are setting up for warrior one pose, but it doesn't have to be your kind of widest variation of that. We will be moving in and out as we use these same points once again. You're welcome to save the information. Maybe it's evolved a little bit as you've gone along, so feel free. Or just again, work with that, connecting to that part of your being and then opening and expanding. It's like the cycle of giving and receiving. So straightening your front leg and have your hands resting on the lower belly. And then as you inhale, you bend the front knee, open the arms out. And exhale, straightening the leg, let the hands come to your belly. Inhale. And maybe you add, I am safe. I am safe. One more here. Bring your hands to your belly, sink into your front knee and pause. Keep a lift and length up through the crown of the head and really find a sense of firing up through your legs a little more, grounding down through your feet. And then straighten your front leg, let the hands come up to that solar plexus, so the second point right in the center, your personal power. Inhale, open, bend the front knee. Exhale, I am powerful. And inhale. I am powerful. Your option, change it as it feels right. One more here, open out. You can keep that bend in the knee, bring your hands in, holding here, pause. Find the stillness and look how much more you can activate in the shape. So all those little nuances, as you press down through your feet, you find it squeezing in. Keep your focus and attention on that place underneath your hands though. So you're really coming home to yourself and coming home to your power. Straighten your front leg, hands come to the heart center. And we start again. Inhale, open, bend your front knee. Option for it, I am loved. Inhale. I am loved. Make it yours. Stay focused. Keep your attention on what you're doing. Simplify your focus. Simplify all of the mental fluctuations, emotional movement of what you're doing. And then the last one, you can keep that bend of the knees, bring your hands to your heart center, pausing here. Beautiful, straightening your front leg, let your hands come up. Now you might keep them in contact with your head, over the forehead or the crown of the head, or you might actually keep them hovering off the whole time. This time, so inhale, bending and opening, reach your arms right up. And then exhale, coming back. And that option, I am whole. Moving with your breath, staying active in your legs. One more, keep the bend in your knee and holding the hands again, maybe just hovering off or pressing down. Pause, activate your legs. And then straighten your front leg, reach the arms up and let them come down. Gazing forward, and now step forward. Take a moment, so you press down through your right foot and then just draw your left knee in and up. You're hovering off the ground. Turn your palms forward and just see if you can pause here. Find the balance. Keep your focus. Imagine you're really tuning into all four of these centers and bringing yourself into your center line, so home to yourself, while standing on one leg. You place that foot down, pausing for a moment, roll the shoulders back, palms forward, You can close down the eyes and just notice the difference between the right and left side of your body. Notice how your legs feel. And even if you feel like there's nothing to notice, it's also something to notice. Okay, so we're trying to tune into deeper and more subtle layers of our own being. One more breath here. Beautiful. Okay, little shake. And we take that to the other side. So this time, left foot forward, right foot back, adjust your stance. You can always make little adjustments as you need to. Ideally, you want to have somewhere where you're really focused in on what you're doing. You're sort of not out here, it kind of takes away from the integrity of the experience. Hands are going to start on the belly once again, straight leg initially. Inhale, open out. And then exhale, hands float in. You might want to add your affirmation. I am safe, or whatever you have changed it to. I am safe. One more. So bending that front knee, reach the arms out. As you exhale, let your hands come in, holding here, bringing your attention to the space underneath your hands and activating as much as you can through your legs. So it's not about force, it's drawing in and lifting up for that activation. Straightening your front leg, bringing your hands up to the solar plexus or the center just underneath the chest. Now personal power, personal will. Inhale. Bending that front knee and option, I am powerful. Inhale. I am powerful. Modifying or letting go of the information, however you see fit. Next one we'll hold here, so bend into your front knee. Exhale, bring the hands back, pause and notice. Grounding down through both feet. Might even play with just lifting all 10 toes. Can you add a little bit more? Beautiful. Straighten that front leg, let your hands come up to your heart center. Start the action again. Inhale as you bend. Exhale, I am love. Inhale. And I am love. Continuing to move with your breath. One more here. Keep the bend in the front knee. Bring your hands back to your heart center. Pause. Find that moment of noticing the sensation right in the center of your chest and your heart. And then straightening the leg, let the hands come up. Again, you might just keep them hovering off the head of that space. Just notice how it feels right. Inhale, open arms can reach right up now. And exhale. Inhale. I am whole. I am whole. One more. Keep that bend in the front knee. Bring your hands back. Pause, hold, notice. And then straightening that leg as you reach the arms up and let your hands come all the way down. Okay, so we're going to step forward again, but keep the weight down through your left foot. Take a moment, draw your right knee in. Let's keep the toe down if you need. And notice that grounding and see how you can draw yourself back through center. Pause for a moment with your breath. Beautiful. Placing that foot down, sorry. And a little shake. Palms forward, closing down your eyes, and just notice, scan through your body. Can you feel any sensation on the palms of your hands? Through your feet, through your legs? What do you notice in your body? Is there more of a sense of calm within your system? Beautiful. And then a little shake. Cut the legs. Okay, so we're going to move through a few rounds of forward fold and keeping the hands in contact with the body as we do so. So being really mindful of your lower back here, you don't want it to go too far. So as you come down, your variation might be hands either on the side of the hips or just in front. And you might just come down to the knees. Keep length through the lower back, and this might be where you go. And then with your breath, inhale, we'll draw up. If it feels comfortable, a little more stable, really grounding down through your feet, you might slide a little further. Keep your hands in contact though, and then feel that drawing of the belly in. So it's like you're lifting from your hips as well, but keeping the whole body connected as you lift and lower. So that's the same thing of drawing through the center, those energy centers we've been working with. So with your breath, we'll exhale down and inhale, draw up. And see if you can press down through your feet with this feeling of pulling the feet apart so you actually activate and stabilize through your outer hips and all around the sacrum here and the pelvis. So bringing that area online to support the movement. You don't want it to be passive, you want it to be mindful and slow though. And that actually demands a lot of focus and activity rather than passivity. So be really mindful, you've got to keep your focused attention on what you're doing. At the same time as receiving this proprioceptive feedback with your hands staying in contact with your body. Take about 3 more rounds like this. And after your third round, when you get there, we'll hold in our forward fold. And then this next one will come down and hold. Yeah, this might just be elbows on the knees. I really find it quite comforting just stopping here. Even if you can go further, it's more just noticing what it feels like and adding these extra layers of support and kind of self-love for your body to just rest there, to notice the different sensations, soften your shoulders, your jaw. Beautiful. And then bending your knees to bring your hands to the floor and very mindfully walk yourself back towards a downward facing dog. And it might be that you prefer to bring your knees down right away. Otherwise, just a moment in your down dog. A little movement. Keep that attention and with noticing how your legs and your lower body feel. And then with your breath, shift forward, let the knees come down. As much control as you can find, lowering yourself to the floor. Shifting forward again, arch the back like you're finding that cow pose as we started with. Then curl and round, press the floor away, tuck your toes, lift into your downward facing dog. Now if you prefer, you might just take it back to child's pose instead of down dog. But a few rounds of movement like that, so coming forward, arch, and see if you can start to encounter this fluidity with your spine as you're moving and rounding. So you make it into your movement, explore the possibility there. 2 more rounds like this. And then once you feel that sense of completion, that you're finished, you can either meet in any of your resting positions. So it might be child's pose, you might like to come onto your belly or onto your back, you might walk your hands out and just let the head rest for a moment. You may enjoy just rocking the head from side to side, like you're massaging across the forehead. Two more full breaths here. And then gently making your way up and all the way over onto the back. Sweep the feet, coming over. And you're making your way down. You're going to move through some undulating bridges here. So move onto your back, grounding down through your feet. You want your feet to be about what feels like hip distance apart. But try not to force it, really feeling where you feel like a strong foundation with your feet and your body. And then just looking to connect to that tilting forward and back with your pelvis that we're working with cat-cow. But again, you always want to have that movement really initiating from here and starting that tilting forward and back. Forward and back. And then adding a little more movement. So as you press your lower back down, starting to lift the hips. And again, it doesn't have to be super high. Okay, just noticing where you want to take it and then coming back down. Take about 3 rounds like this to get used to that movement. Lifting up and lowering down. And your next one, just take a moment to come down, to pause. Maybe you close your eyes and just noticing how that feels through the back. And then we'll take another round. This time we're going to use the right arm to come with us. So option to add your right arm. As you lift the hips, extending your right arm up. And it might come all the way over and alongside your ear. It might just reach up towards the ceiling. Be mindful of where it wants to go. And then lowering back down. Take about 3 to 5 on your right side. So lifting up. Keep a gentle squeezing in at the inner thighs and lowering down. Just noticing how this feels through your right side as you're doing the movement. Again, it's just trying to keep that focus and attention on what you're doing. Let's take one more here. And then pause, let your right arm come down. Maybe you let the knees knock in for a moment. And really take this intentional time to observe the differences between the right and left side of your body. And as you're ready, starting the same thing on the left side. So hips lift, just in your own time. Try not to rush. You want to feel like a sense of completion for you. And it can be challenging because sometimes with this type of practice, we really begin to lean into some of the fatigue we might be experiencing or holding in our bodies. So ideally, you just want to kind of keep going so you come into this more alpha or very soft and melty state. At the same time, still keeping a level of integrity as you move through the practice. Really be quite a mental challenge, but something that you're building a lot of resilience and strength. Find this balance in your body and in your experience. A very worthwhile kind of meditative type practice. Take 2 more on the side. And just on the next one, coming on down. Pausing for a moment, maybe your knees knock in. Noticing the breath, the body. Any differences between the left and right side that you can sense. And then we finish this off by taking a few rounds with both arms. So as you're ready, reaching up. And again, if it's a lot on your shoulders, you can bring the arms a little wider, or just not take them all the way over the head. And we'll take one more like this, and then your option is just to hold at the top as you reach the arms up. And keep them long, keep your hips lifted. Of course, come down if you would prefer, but otherwise holding here, look for that light squeezing and come back to your breath. If you're still there, let's take one more breath together. And then lowering down. Beautiful. That moment of pause, you might move your feet out, let the knees knock in. Now that phase of observation once again. We've got the feeling coming out of bridges, just enjoying all the movement and energy. And take any movement that feels natural for you. So it may be allowing the knees to drop from side to side. You might prefer to draw your knees in towards your chest. You might like to take it into a spinal twist or anything else before we make our way into Shavasana. So really giving yourself the time here to take what you need. And you might like your supported bridge pose. A beautiful way to finish any practice, but especially whole brain. So if you've got a bolster or a blanket you can roll up, you can bring that in and underneath your hips. Maybe you extend the legs on the arms. If you've got nothing, you can just do what I'm doing and reach them up as well and have this real feeling of kind of draining everything back down to the center of the body. And of course, you might like to draw this through a spinal twist, and taking your time to seal off. It can be pretty challenging to be in a practice like this. So really holding a space of gratitude for yourself for being here and tuning into the more subtle aspects of ourselves. Cross coming out whenever you feel ready. You might already be in your Shavasana. Add that little twist. It's fine. And then as and when you're ready, looking to come into your Shavasana. Now, as I mentioned, this may be reclining on your back. You might prefer to roll onto your side or lie on your belly. You might like to come up towards a seated position. But ideally for this Shavasana, just being in a place where you have got a sense of length through your spine. So back, as we can go through those energy centers once again. So make sure you're comfortable. You might also like to add any extra layers, or having a blanket over the body can be really nice, just for the weight of it to feel quite grounded and settled. Taking those moments to set up, to find your shape. And again, it's just as beautiful if you prefer to come back to a seat and find that length through your spine this way. And then once you're there, releasing any of the conscious control of your breath now. Letting that go and allow yourself to just be breathe. Feeling which parts of your body are in contact with the floor. And either, especially if you're on your back, you might just like to let your hands come and rest on the lower belly, or just bring your attention to that space that you've been working on through the class. Just gently and lovingly rest your focus here. And with your imagination, feel as if you're breathing in and out of the center, right down your lower belly or just under your belly button. And breathing in this feeling of love and security, a feeling of being grounded and supported. Supported by the earth, supported by the universe as a whole. And just take a moment, filling the center up with nourishment and love. Beautiful. Sliding your awareness and attention, maybe with your hands or just your attention, up to that center of the solar plex, just underneath the chest, and the bottom of your ribcage. And again, using your imagination, imagine you're breathing in and out through the center. And you're filling it up with a sense of personal power, personal will, creativity, fluidity, the sense of really knowing who you are and what your purpose is. Breathing in more love and wholeness for the space, filling it up with nourishment. Beautiful, and gently moving your attention up to the heart space. And once again, with your imagination, feel as if you're breathing in and out through this space. Filling it up with love, compassion, understanding, empathy, kindness, joy for your life, and a care for yourself and for others. Really the space of unconditional love. Feel yourself filling the space up with nourishment and love, an endless supply of energy that you can create whenever you want. Breathing that in, expanding through the space, nourishing the space. And then coming up either to that space just on the forehead or right up onto the crown of the head, or really encompassing that whole area. And breathing in your higher wisdom, clarity, knowledge, understanding. The ability to see and to feel truth. And just using your imagination to breathe into the space, expanding, filling it with nourishment and love. Beautiful. And imagine surrounding yourself with all of this beautiful nourishment and love. Maybe you feel it as a warm white light, cascading all over your body, surrounding you, holding you, loving you and protecting you. Holding yourself in this abundance and this light. Take a nice full breath. And exhaling it out the mouth. Feel free to stay just where you are. You might like to rub your palms together to raise that heat energy. Seal off our practice today. Hovering the hands apart, just slightly noticing the space in between your two palms. If you'd like to, bring the heel of the hand over, covering the eyes, gently extending the fingers long, pressing into your fingertips. Wonderful. And again, staying here or drawing your hands to heart center. And we'll close with a very intentional breath together. In through your nose. Sighing it out the mouth. Thank you all for choosing to practice with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your day, whenever that may be. And namaste.